Hello and welcome to my channel, friends. I'm Smitha Katti. I have a craft tutorial blog at smilingcolors.com, and you can also find me as The Shininess on Instagram. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to create a Tombow watercolor chart to suit your needs. I will actually be showing you 3 different ideas that have all worked great for me over the past few months, and I hope you find them useful as well. So here on my YouTube channel, you have seen me use these Tombow Dual Brush pens for watercoloring so many times. This is one of my favorite techniques because the Tombow Dual Brush pens are water-based and they spread when you paint with water. It's great to create a watercolor swatch chart of these pens. This makes it very easy to pick and choose color combos for your paintings. The thing is, you want to create this watercolor swatch on paper that you reach for and use most often. For me, it is this Scanson watercolor paper by far. It is cold pressed, it has a nice 140-pound weight, and the Tombow pens watercolor very nicely on this. So I've trimmed a piece of paper here, and the way I created this swatch here is, I wrote down the pen number first using an oil-based pen, the Mono Twin Permanent Marker. This means that when I paint over it, the black of the pen will not smear. Then I scribbled some color on top of it, the corresponding color number, and painted over it with some water. The color changes a lot here, yet the colors are so vibrant and rich, and you will see that it spreads nicely with the water. I love this combination of the Tombow Dual Brush pens with the Scanson watercolor paper. It works like magic for me. Once you add water, the color looks so much different than what it appears on the marker cap. And that's why creating a watercolor chart like this helps you in so many ways. It lets you know which are the colors you actually want to reach for. And this chart has been amazing for me. I love just looking at it, of course, and selecting the colors to paint with has been a breeze after I made this. Otherwise, I would just randomly choose a few markers and start watercoloring with it, and sometimes I wouldn't be happy the way the color looked after the water was added. With this chart, I already know how things will look, and watercoloring has been so much more fun. Now, when I made this watercolor chart, I did not choose all of the 96 colors. So the Tombow Dual Brush pens come in a set of 96 colors, but for this chart, I chose only the colors that I use most often to watercolor with. Many of the pens are actually very light in nature and they don't work well with watercoloring. They don't really show up, so I just left those out. I did arrange my colors here in columns of red, orange, green, blue, purple, and brown. So this chart worked beautifully for me for many weeks. But the second chart that I created here, this one I created this weekend actually. I had this light bulb moment. So let me explain that. Now, if you purchase the 96 color set of Tombows, and I highly recommend you do because I know it's a splurge, but the colors and techniques are just so much fun. So that set comes with this marker stand. This one is compact, holds all 96 markers, but Tombow just recently released this new accordion marker stand, and I love this one. It is so easy to open out and see all of the colors while I'm working at my desk. This one comes with a lid that clicks into place and has a handle that you can use to carry around. And I've been using this case for a few weeks now, and I finally arranged all the pens to my liking. These are the greens and blues. In this section I have mainly purples, pinks, and reds. And the last one I have few yellows, browns, and blacks mostly. It also ends up with having an empty row where I add my pencils and my most used drawing pens. So I was using my first watercolor chart and trying to choose the colors I wanted to use. Like say I want to use marker number 725. No, that's not. No. Okay, here it is. So for me this weekend, the light bulb moment was I created a new chart in which I have all of my colors arranged in order. So let me show you what I did and that'll explain it better. This time I'm using a Scanson paper again, but this is the mixed media paper. It's a 90-pound weight. This one still works great for watercoloring and I want to show you that. So I started by drawing lines with a pencil to match my marker case. What I mean is we have 12 markers by 9 rows. So I created a grid. Now that I have the grid, I lightly erase the lines because I don't need the lines to be dark. I just need a faint outline to paint everything in place. Then I wrote the marker number corresponding to where it belongs in the case. I colored over it and then painted over it with water. Now say I want to use the pen number 245 in the future, I know where to reach, right here. So then I went ahead, I added each and every color onto my chart. I was able to color maybe 2 or 3 at a time before painting over them with water. The thing is, if you add too much marker on the paper and wait before painting, the marker color will just get absorbed into the paper and it won't spread very well with the water. So 2 or 3 markers at a time is a good speed. And you can clearly see that the darker colors spread more with the water. I have found that each and every marker is different. I mean, the way it reacts with water depends on the chemical composition of the pigment inside. Some colors react with water very dramatically, and some colors are a little less dramatic. But all of the colors are beautiful to brush letter with. And make sure to check out the playlist I have up here, which shows me brush lettering using Tombow Dual Brush pens. So this time what I did, of course, was I used all 96 colors. I didn't skip any color. I have these 3 blacks only in the front row. Those are my favorite blacks and I most reach for them. Once I was done, I went in with my eraser, erased all of the penciled guidelines. You want to make sure everything has dried before you do this. I found the pencil lines erased pretty easily, and I actually was surprised that the pencil lines that got trapped beneath the color also erased nicely off this paper. Now I took this chart one step further than before. What I did was I pulled out each pen, and again remember each pen actually comes with 2 tips, a brush tip and a marker tip. So I used the marker tip to draw an outline circle. It gives me a better understanding of each marker. So now if I decide I want to use numbers say 725 and 933, I know just where they are in the marker case, and I also find that I refer to the chart when my project is done and it's time to put the markers back in the case. Now let me also tell you guys here that if you don't know all the 96 colors, that's just fine. Create a chart with the colors you have. You can also download this color tracker from the Tombow USA website to keep track of all of your colors. Besides these 2 charts, I also have a 3rd chart here. I know I'm a little crazy like this. So for this chart, I used only the bright pack of pens. And what I did here is that I wrote in the color numbers as the column and row headers first. Then I added the color to each row and column, and then I mixed them right there on the paper with my wet paintbrush, as you see here. I used the heavier watercolor paper here. This is a great way to see how the colors mix, and it's also a great way for you to see how you're able to create so many different hues and tones with just a handful of markers. This is very useful to use when you're on a road trip or traveling. Just take a handful of markers and a color swatch like this. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I will list all of the supplies I used in today's videos down below in the description box. But make sure to stop by my blog smilingcolors.com if you want to take a closer look at any of these colors and charts. Thank you so much for spending some crafty time with me today, friends. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, and I'll be back soon with another video. Till then, enjoy these playlists of my previous watercoloring. Hope you have a great day.